Hey, Christy. I'm gonna be really bad and try not to look at my knitting as people are joining, but super bulky yarn and really big needles are hi are not working well for not looking at my knitting because it's like I feel like I'm trying to shove a stick in through a really tiny hole because it's this is just not my thing. I've decided that super bulky might be a little bit too big for me. So this is, if I can get it back a little bit, double knitting, double Christy, double trouble. Yeah, I'm not going to pass any judgment. This is what my current whip is. So I can get that right up there. So this is just a ribbed hat out of Malabrigo Rasta in the Plumo colorway. Plumo. It's like a gray with kind of purple undertones that I got at my local yarn shop just because I was trying to finish up something else. I was like, you know what? I just need something I can get done quickly. Just kind of like a gimme. And of course, the owners of the shop, a friend of mine, and supposedly this only takes 3 hours, but apparently I'm just a really slow knitter. So I've been at it for a while, and at first I was really concerned it was going to be too small because I had dropped down a couple needle sizes because I'm a really, really loose knitter. But the other night, I don't know how to best show this. Yeah, it's about as good as I can go. I went ahead and put it all on like a long circular needle and then shoved it on over my head, and it was snug, but it fit, and I think it'll stretch a little bit. So I'm hoping I'll get done with that this weekend. I should, since I should get done with it tonight if it was really only 3 hours, but that won't happen. Also this week, the test knit for the first cowl I designed is wrapping up. I had actually already released the pattern and then did the test knit, so talk about doing it out of order, but I went ahead and wanted to get it test knit, so they are almost done, and so far of the ones that are completed, no one's had any changes, so that's exciting, and now more people have knit it, which makes me feel a little bit better. And so it's a cowl out of Malabrigo sock. Please don't ask me what this colorway was because I don't remember, but it's a pretty long, there we go, cowl. You can actually loop it around 3 times. It's a little tight, but if you like thank you. It's called Cinque Terre, Cinque Terre. And like I said, one skein. The kind of the fun thing is it's just got just a nice, simple texture pattern to it, so that once you memorize it, it's pretty easy, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun if you don't want something really complicated, and it's nice and squishy. So that's the first one. My second pattern, I'm doing an order and sending it for test knit before releasing the pattern, and it is another cowl that has beads on it and lace. So it went to the test knitters last weekend, and it should be out by about the time I get back from vacation in October. So that's kind of fun. Whip-wise, I am getting ready to start another knitted wire bracelet. This is, try to put it against my hand so you can see it. This is actually really easy, and I get a lot of compliments from it from non-knitters as well. And all you do is, and we'll hide the clasp for a minute, but you just go ahead and cast on. I use double points. Make sure you use metal double points and not wood. Thank you. And then you just cast on however many. I make mine pretty wide. And then I actually you can put beads randomly, but I like to put them on every stitch. So you put the beads on the wire before you start, and then just knit. If you're used to knitting with beads, it's the same thing. When you get done, I didn't even, it looks like I decreased at the top, but I really didn't. I just sort of squished it down, and then I have this clasp that's kind of a long one that slides into each other. Thank you! So I am actually making one of these for my aunt. She saw mine, and her birthday is next month, and I'm spending my vacation with her at her house down in Georgia. So I thought this would be a nice thank you gift and birthday gift, and she's also told me tonight she's interested in learning. She's learning to knit, interested in learning to knit, so apparently I'm going to take a, beginning knitting kit with me for her. What else? All right. Stash enhancement, although this is actually for a gift, so I'm not really sure if it's really stash enhancement, because it won't stay in the stash for long. This is Dream in Color Smushy with Cashmere in, I think it's called Amber Glass. Yes, Amber Glass. 2 skeins, fingering weight. That I am going to knit one of the, if anybody's familiar with the kind of new, I mean, I think it's been out for maybe a year or so, the Curls book, which is like, it's a book of shawls, and I don't know where mine is, it's probably in my bag, but if you're familiar with knitting like a crescent shawl, it's basically like 1/2 of that crescent, so it's just part of it, but they look pretty cool, and I wanted to try one, and so this is for a gift for somebody. Their birthday is in November, so I've got plenty of time is what I'm telling myself, but knowing how slow I am, I probably should just get with it. I have 2 more whips. It's apparently like you cast on 8, set it up for the stitch pattern, and then you just keep repeating, and so it's very customizable in terms of size. This is what the instructions say. I haven't actually tried it yet, so maybe I shouldn't be saying it's pretty easy. Alright, next whip. I am actually trying to knit socks. For anybody that knows me, I'm not really a sock knitter. I just kind of like try to pretend I am. I don't like knitting them, and I think that's because I don't like double points on teeny weeny needles. And like I said, I have a really loose knitter, so I have to use like 0, double zeros. So this is a sock, well, the starting of a sock. I do toe up. I have tried magic loop, and I think I may try that again, because I do better with circular needles. I've knit a hat magic loop solely because I didn't have a 16-inch circular and I wasn't willing to wait. So this is out of Knit Picks Caprica. I think the colorway is, it's Felici, and the colorway is Caprica. So I like the sock. I'll probably finish it, but I may get distracted in the meantime. I did get a set, or not a set, I guess, but one of the like 8-inch circulars, the like little itty bitty ones. So I'm thinking about giving that a try. As long as it doesn't feel weird holding it and I can get used to that, I think that would be at least better than the DPNs. So I'm going to try that as soon as I get some yarn dug out for it. That maybe I should just use the other ball of this. Last whip. So I mentioned I'm not a big sock knitter, which is funny because one of my best friends is a really good sock knitter. How long does this sock project take? I think most people, and maybe other people can comment, most people can, turn out a pair of socks in a couple weeks. I've been working on that for like 3 months. But I don't work on it all the time, and I was knitting a sample in between, so I think with dedicated knitting, it probably wouldn't take 3 months, I hope. But, so my friend, Patty, is a very good sock knitter. But she is not as big on knitting lace shawls, and that's what I love doing is, okay, other Christy said it took her 3 weeks, so that's probably a more realistic estimate. So I am, with my friend Patty, we decided to swap sock for shawls, or socks for a shawl. So 1 pair of socks for 1 shawl, and so I am knitting this shawl. See, it works so much better if I use the solid background when I'm trying to show you guys this. This is the beginning. I've restarted this thing a couple times. I actually started with a different pattern and didn't like it. So I'm knitting this for her, and she is knitting me a pair of socks. And this is the pattern called Diadem, D-I-A-D-E-M. And it's a semicircular shawl. I started with another pattern, and I was really worried I was going to run out of yarn. The yarn I'm doing is it's a really dark blue, so it's not gonna show up stellar, but it's not Serenity Silk. It's one from Zen Garden. It's got silk in it. It's a very But it's really pretty. It's kind of fuzzy at this point because I think I've frogged it. But I would like to get that done because apparently she is like making good progress on the socks. She did have me try it on, or the first sock, and it was fitting well. So, you know, I don't really want her to necessarily be done and then me to be like, yep, sorry, nope. So that is all I have today. Like I said, I gotta work tomorrow, but I'm hoping if I can get all of my stuff done, and I've got to write some class proposals for some fiber events next year, I can spend Sunday knitting and spinning, I hope. We shall see. That may be optimistic. And then Sunday night is the season premiere of Once Upon a Time, which is one of my favorite shows. So I will go back to watching that every week when I'm not on vacation on the beach. We'll see how. I'm not sure. My aunt asked if I was going to like take my knitting down to the beach, and I'm like, oh sure. So I'm not actually sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. Thank you. You have a great night too. So with that, because I try to keep Periscopes fairly short because it's about all the more attention span I have, I hope everybody has a good night. Bye.